After I finished the Revolt videos, it inspired me to do something I haven't done in over 2 years. Make custom content. Not the in-game level editor with building blocks, but make things from scratch. Or in this case, make a conversion of the school level from Tony Hawk's Underground 2. This took me a whole month to simply get the model, remodel the one slope because it feels janky, retexture everything, replace the lighting, apply a million shadow boxes, add a skybox, and get the race lines down. Worth my time off. So imagine all that time being wasted when some publisher decided to switch gears and set on to a different direction. Sometimes for the better. I mean, Grand Theft Auto came to be after D-Man Design discovered a bug in the game that's going to be Racing Chase. Conker's Bad Fur Day existed because Rare was criticized for having too many kid-friendly games. And the reason why the Nokia N-Gage's first design is based off Goatsy is because of one engineer's frustration against the higher-ups not making up their damn mind. That and they just don't really want to make a console in the first place. A rare occurrence in development is moving everything from one console to another, like Halo was originally going to be on the Macintosh until it became a Microsoft exclusive. So what about a game switching mere dimensions? That's much rarer in my humble opinion. On today's episode, we look at one that does both, and the trade-off ended up being one of the best sequels in gaming history. Rayman 2. And today is the day I finally get to make a Rayman video and no one's stopping me. So ladies, gents, trans, and rabbits, welcome to Lost Legends, Rayman's 2D sequel that once was. And remember, like and subscribe. Also follow r/Lost Legends if you want more content. Now let's begin. Before we start, do you have any idea how many times I tried to make a Rayman video? It's not like I couldn't do it, but I won't because I don't want to give Ubisoft free publicity. I mean, backing into a crappy blockchain fad, the workplace abuse, hypocrisy, and their so-called ethics are the reasons I don't give them respect. Let me take you back to a time where Ubisoft is a mid-tier company. Back to a time where Ubisoft isn't as greasy. Long before they were shilling out the Far Cry's, the Tom Clancy's, the Just Dances, or the Assassin's Creeds, there's Rayman. Rayman nowadays is mostly neglected by the company, but back then he was their de facto mascot. For those who aren't familiar, Rayman is a series of platformers created from the mind of the man, the myth, the legend, Michel Ancel, who later made Beyond Good and Evil. Rayman's first outing was a pretty looking game, starring a unique protagonist and an outstanding soundtrack composed by Rémi Gazel. Under the fun gameplay and pretty aesthetic, this later became infamous for its difficulty and the curveball where you had to collect all of the cages just to have the privilege to play the final level and beat the game. But that didn't stop Rayman from being an outstanding success. After Rayman 1, some Ubisoft teams worked on the educational Rayman games where competent level design is thrown out the window, and the main Montpellier team set their sights on a sequel. Rayman 2's development started sometime after Rayman went out to the market. It was planned to be released in late autumn 1996 for the PlayStation, the Saturn, and possibly Windows port. So here's a question. How does one make a sequel? Was it extending the story and improving what made the original great? Iron out the flaws from its prequel? Add new things that would be interesting and fun? Or take a huge dump on fans, remove the good content in place of characters that are just there because of diversity and representation, along with predatory monetization? We're 2.5 generations away from that. 2D Rayman 2 is not really a beta, but a completely different game. The sequel was planned to be bigger than the original, with a new story, new enemies, new worlds, better graphics, and more features. The art style for Rayman 2 was going to heavily feature CG, mixing both traditional 2D with pre-rendered 3D art. Kinda like Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Its gameplay would take an overhaul, where, unlike every Metroid game, Rayman retained his abilities from the first, and add more, related to your basic punching. According to these gaming magazines, some of these features include scuba gear to go underwater, a drill to go underground, use fist rebounding deviants, and Rayman's packing heat with a laser pistol. It also claims that you could use industrial equipment, ride on vehicles including dinosaurs. The game's major addition was its second playfield, where your character can be played in either the foreground or the background. Other notable games at the time that had this feature are Oddworld's Abe's Odyssey and Wario Land on Virtual Boy. Lastly, the game's story involves a regular robot invasion, and they plan on turning Rayman's colorful world into a cold, gigantic metal ball in a crypto farm. Oh, and they capture most of Rayman's friends, including Betillo the Fairy, who was planned to make a return 15 years before Origins. This sounds like a promising sequel, but why did this second dimension Abe's Odyssey style Rayman 2 got scrapped? The reason I kept hearing is all because of a certain orange fox-like creature wearing jeans. Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, Crash is the sole reason why 2D Rayman 2 got cancelled, just like E.T. is solely responsible for the video game Crash of 1983. However, I find that claim quite exaggerated. What I think why they cancelled this version is when Ubisoft went to E3 1996, their competition is going full 3D. Super Mario 64 went 3D. Sonic went 3D, almost. And even Bubsy went there, and they were big hits. Maybe not Bubsy. If Rayman would continue this route, it would either get lambasted, buried in sales, and fear that the game they made will be obsolete right out of the gate. Now you may be thinking, Mace, Abe's Odyssey has been released. Well, that and mention the other 2D platformers from 96 and 97 that doesn't have Nintendo's name all over it aren't very successful. Not to mention the CG stuff they're pumping out is a money drain. Though my theory may be dramatized, I had to rely on a source that you can't find on the web, but in a thing called a book. More specifically, this one, the Histoire de Rayman. And according to the sacred French texts, it reads as follows. There. So, when the arrival of 3D games like Crash Bandicoot led to the cancellation of Rayman 2. That's a bit anticlimactic. However, I'm not that convinced, despite the sources. Another thing to note was the few screenshots shown in magazines at the time. There are no variations, no thematically different worlds, just green grass, some robots, and nuclear waste. I think this is the only set of assets they've made just to show off for magazines. No gameplay, just a plot, and lots of renders. And some very rare footage, courtesy of tape. So, how far did 2D Rayman 2 went before its sudden cancellation? I'm guessing it's pretty early. A few months in, I presume. So, about this footage here. Where did you get this prototype? The final version of Rayman 2 had ports. Lots of them. I would go on a pissing match that Rayman 2 Revolution is better than the Dreamcast port, but we're focusing on the least favorite port that isn't the Game Boy Color. The PlayStation. The PS1 version of Rayman 2 by Ubisoft Shanghai is more like a pseudo-demake of sorts. It has a few levels cut, and several heavily edited. Less music, bad voice acting, worse graphics, and different physics. Though this version does have some neat features to make up for it, such as skippable cutscenes, unique enemies, smashing every cage increases health, 200 less lumps to collect, and the only standout feature that would sweeten the deal is that it contains a free playable level of 2D version. However, you must earn the secret level as it doesn't give it to you willy-nilly. You must collect 720 out of the 800 lums. Then beat the crow's nest, which in itself is different than the other versions. Once you meet the requirements, you're golden. Behold! This is a brief level of what's supposed to be Rayman 2. It looks a bit better than the first. You mainly fight robots, use a dinosaur as a platform, man the cannon to create makeshift platforms, punch floating mines, and the deviants that give your fisting some variety. One more thing is the 2 playfields I mentioned before, which you could teleport with these shower heads, while the robots can leap towards the foreground. The gameplay style is a bit familiar if you ever played Rayman Origins or Legends. It's not much, but imagine this is the full game where you have to deal with puzzles, some bosses, and more annoying enemies that make you miss the saber-toothed fish from Joe's. However, if you ran out of lives in this level, you can try again. There's infinite continues and most of your abilities are here, except running. There's no exclusive music, they reused the theme for the Walk of Life, and maybe most sound effects come to think of it. I'm not just gonna say that Rayman 2's development was restarted completely from scratch. What the final game in the 2D iteration shared apart from the title are some of its main ideas. For instance, the plot about an invasion still involved robots, but now they're pirates. You're able to swim, ride vehicles, have more abilities, and not to mention some improvements. So what about the assets, the sounds, the graphics? Anything carried over from that version? I can't say for sure. I know for a fact it was restarted from the ground up with some changes. Rayman's 3D design had a brief overhaul, notably his eyes. The original antagonist, the Chief, was rumored to be redesigned as the General, but that remains unconfirmed. The robots, on the other hand, were either redesigned or replaced by the pirate versions, and other things such as a few animals are thrown out. Not all was lost when there's cut content within the Rayman 2 demo. It was planned to have some neat features. You could punch in multiple directions, send your fisting straight down with a button press, make a platform to reach high areas, and a hook fist that hangs onto latches. According to the Rayman book, the memorable walking missiles are planned to be in this version. One thing that remains in Rayman 2's data was an unused FMV which doesn't match the aesthetics of the final Rayman 2, but the 2D version. However, I think 2D Rayman 2 was planned to have a lot of those. Maybe not out of place scenes like that. Well, I assume that the game didn't make it far in development until they stopped and moved on to the 3D iteration. Let's move on. Do you know about bait and switching? Oh, you may think I was just talking about Rayman's canned 2D sequel. Well, plot twist. There's another piece of lost content that was not mentioned in the book, and only known by mere whisperers. There was a lost Rayman short film. Yeah, during the period where Rayman 2 is switching to the third dimension, the House of Jamo developed a 3-minute short film starring Rayman. So what's it about? As the title suggests, Rayman is training, likely for saving the world from an upcoming robot invasion. Let's be frank, there isn't much about the short. There's very little detail on what the basic plot's supposed to be. Rayman fans have gathered a lot of old Rayman commercials which feature snippets from the short. Here's a short compilation. How do I know it exists? There was this French film festival Imagina. They premiered a short on the 1st of February 1998, and after that it was never shown again in full. There were Imagina DVDs which contained the broadcastings, but it's confirmed that they don't contain the full cut of the whole thing. Not to mention, this film festival isn't well documented. Imagine it lasted from the 80s until 2011, which is faded to obscurity. However, there is a curveball. When I first wrote the script for this episode, it was in November 7th, 2021. During production of the Gran Turismo episode of the 12th of March, Rayman's training is found. It had no audio, sadly, but the length is over half than expected. 8 minutes and 44 seconds. Do you know where it was found? It was hidden in another prototype. Specifically, the August 14th build of Beyond Good and Evil. I'm guessing that Rayman's training is supposed to be some sort of hidden unlockable movie in that game, but it got the chopping block, I assume. So if this is the whole short, then this leads to another. What about the rest of the clips we just saw? Where's the other half of the duration as INA claimed? Well, there's this Rayman intro with sound. A clip from Game Master, and a few others from the Rayman 2 trailer. So, are these supposed to be for a second Rayman short? Lost cutscenes for the 2D Rayman 2? That remains a mystery. To recap, 2D Rayman 2 got shafted due to their evolving competition. Development was restarted in 1997 as a 3D game, and eventually saw its first release in Halloween 1999 for the Nintendo 64 and PC. Then later ports like the Dreamcast, PS1, PS2, etc. would soon follow until the 3DS release in 2009. Like Guru Larry said, this game is the Skyrim of the 90s. The 3D version had its own set of unused anecdotes, such as Rayman shooting fists and robots shooting cannonballs. Areas not seen in the final versions, a couple early iterations of the main plot, and one thing that was better off removed was the tank controls. If you want to know that experience, then a special edition of Tonic Trouble is a good place to start. Despite the losses, there was a second attempt that barely got out. Not the Game Boy Color port, but it was supposed to be the Game Boy adaptation of Rayman 2, until the developers are forced to implement hoodlums and GameCube features when their game is close to completion. Evidence showed that leaked prototypes for that game also had early level names that shared Rayman 2's. Also on the topic of leaked Rayman stuff, I may have to plug in this leaked source code of the game's 3D engine, which shows a lot of things planned but unused. It's not the Rayman 2 source code, but it's a mix between an early version of Raven Rabbids DS, Rayman 2, and a Donald Duck title. I'm not going to go deep into this one because it's already late, but it shows a lot of stuff that went unused, ranging from animations and test levels. And there we have it, another episode down. Next time we'll look at a game which was so ambitious, it became the final nail of a pioneer's troubled coffin. Make sure you subscribe for more Lost Legends, and I'll see you later. Bye.
I found something in the game. Prawn!